what the Genius Bill has allowed us to do is to bring a lot of partners to the conversation, allowing to have regulatory clarity, which has been a topic that we've always been wanting for the last couple of years, and we finally have it. The conversations really range from like two sides of the spectrum. One is to get yield attributed to the stablecoins. So, since a lot of money movement requires supporting stablecoins and having the ability to move money faster, cheaper, better, then having the additional yield is an interesting aspect to that value proposition. And then on the other side is also distribution. So big players that have the ability to manage and have the ability to distribute throughout their partners, they get a benefit from having the ability to then have that recurring cash flow that comes along with the yield. So it's a lot of infrastructure conversations, and the Genius Bill provides the opportunity to understand what are the assets that back it behind, what are the frameworks, what are the types of partners that you should be engaging with and having those questions, and allows for the general education to then be able to start to hit go and be able to issue stable coins and participate in the market.
And when we looked at things like USDC and other stablecoins, we said quite simply, like, well, why can we not simply accept that as a settlement currency on our network? So that's what we've done for the past 3 years at this point, is support that. We actually support USDC, EuroC, USDG, and PYUSD, all as settlement currencies on our network across 4 different blockchains. And we have the ability to, take a settlement that historically was in dollars and have that settle over a chain in stables, and similarly settle that out to acquiring banks as well in stables. And the fun fact there, when you talk about Genius Act, is that we've been doing this globally. We have not been doing this in the U.S. Because there wasn't that regulatory clarity, which has now come out. So we've been doing this across, I think, 14 countries to date. Obviously, the U.S. is really kind of next in that list. I think from a Visa perspective, we have an ability to really off-ramp. We consider Visa a good off-ramp and an ability for people to spend down their digital assets, spend down their stablecoins specifically. And you're seeing just an influx of citizens across some of those countries that were mentioned by the CEO of Remitly, like in Turkey, Argentina, et cetera, where the currency's been really massively devalued over time. They're going to stablecoins. They're going to specifically U.S. dollar denominated stablecoins to really preserve their wealth and to have more spending power. And it's been quite successful.
The problem with the commodity guys is you're just dealing with a completely different scale. So someone turns up with a VLCC tanker of crude oil, current oil prices, that's $130 million single ticket, give or take. Our biggest single ticket year to date was $155 million. You've got to be able to do that in a single transaction. So having access to very, very good banking is the first part. Second part is then working out how to get a whole range of different currencies, and we do 21 so far, to do T0 settlement. And I don't mean T0 end of the day, I mean T0 as fast as possible in those sizes.
So I think one of the interesting themes we've seen emerge over the course of this year is really how some of these non-USD emerging market stablecoins have begun kind of finding some product market fit. And obviously, I know Bitso has, they're in this game as well. They've got a Mexican peso stablecoin. There's a lot of these in Brazil.
So today the market cap is at 270 billion. The last 30 days it grew by 6%. So that would make it in 2030 by 1 trillion. But if you apply CAGR, that's 9 trillion. So somewhere between 1 and 9 trillion out of back of the envelope. And in terms of like new ideas, there's a lot of discussion on having stablecoins that are used in different protocols or chains and having that interoperability. I think we should start to talk about stablecoins that are issued by one issuer or that has the ability to then have interliquidity and be able to move one-to-one or in better shape all the different stablecoins. And I think that that's going to really unlock a lot more movement.